Bing, bop, boom.
We're live. Boom, bop, bam. Yeah, no, okay. So, welcome back to Hydro & Co. Divisional round show. Going to talk a little bit really quickly on the wild card round, especially talk about Eagles-Packers, because Big Chase and Bryce, who isn't with us today, were able to actually go and see it live. So, we'll let Chase kind of break down what he got to see live and in 4K. And then we'll kind of work our way into the divisional round from there. So, Chase, I'm just going to let you go ahead and take it away, man.
Yeah, me and Bryce went to the game in Philly this past weekend. It was quite the experience. Me and him went to the playoff game against the Falcons in the divisional round in 2018 when we won it all. And this game kind of felt like it in some ways. The offense wasn't super sharp, but they came away with a victory. The defense really was the reason why we won. They held the Packers to 10 points. There was some crazy streak that I tweeted out on the League Lineup Twitter account. But I think the Packers had like 28, 20 something games with over 14 points they scored. It was the longest active streak in the NFL, and it came to an end last Sunday. Jordan Love threw 3 picks. I mean, defense did his thing. And I mean, what a start to the game to have the kickoff and then just get the kick return got popped, fumble the ball. Eagles got it. There is some controversy on whether the Eagles actually did get it or not, but you're not going to hear anything different from me. But it was fun, man. It was electric. I got a little sick from it, but man, it was nice watching the Birds win playoff game in person. It's always exciting, and I'm glad to be back, though. I'm glad to be back.
All right. Kendall, do you have any takeaway from this weekend's games?
Josh Jacobs did his thing. Jordan Love let him down. That's all I'll say about that game.
Yeah.
Broncos are dog shit. I think we all expected that one. Josh Allen went ahead and opened up a can of whoop ass on that fraud Bo Nix. Fuck him. I didn't get to watch any of the Saturday games, but the Chargers are also ass. Texans went ahead and opened up a can of whoop ass on them. So now we just got the Chiefs left to get rid of, which CJ Stroud will also take care of. But hey, we'll get to that in a minute. Commanders Bucks. Glad I stayed up for absolutely no reason to watch that game because I have to get up really early for work because that was a fantastic game. And Commanders pulled it off. And yeah, that's all I got.
It's been nearly 7,000 days since they last won a playoff game. Congrats,
and for the Raiders, it's been longer.
Sorry, Kendall. I feel like the Saints are going to start a little streak of their own here soon. All I got from the games is pretty similar. Josh Allen made me like really nervous about picking the Ravens-Bills game on how he played. I feel like this game's going to be a super close matchup going, once we talk about that one later. Commanders won. I picked the Bucks for pick reasons only, but I'm glad that Jaden won, and I'm honestly just glad the Commanders and Eagles are both still in it because all I want for Christmas is a Commanders-Eagles NFC Championship game just to see the absolute war that would break out in the group chat.
There would be war. But we'll see. I'm gonna step in real quick. Full disclaimer: Wyatt's internet is absolute fucking utter dog shit right now, and he is about 5 seconds behind. So if you see him just stare off into space after you're talking, it's because the message is getting relayed to him. A little late.
He's struggling, bud. He's struggling.
So we'll work on it, but I can't guarantee anything for the rest of our lives. Just know I was talking shit about you.
It sounded like R2D2.
Oh man, that's rough. That's rough out there.
Okay.
Sometimes I feel like in these scenarios, maybe me or Ken will take the reins. We just let you just sit there and not host because you're so far behind. But it is what it is.
Please.
Oh, I'll do it then. All right, I'll do it until your internet gets fixed. But I do want to talk about this real quick about the divisional round.
Worse than normal today.
It is. It's absolutely worse than normal. But it's okay. We'll make it work. I do want to talk about this. I feel like Justin Herbert didn't get enough hate this past week for his awful performance in the wild card round. I mean, he threw those 4 picks, right?
Yep.
Yeah. I mean, in a playoff game, I believe they were favored too. I can't remember if it was only by a couple points, I think. But I mean, you're supposed to win the game, and you go out there and just absolutely shit the bed. Sure, some of those passes, they were in the hands of tight ends, and they ended up in the wrong hands. But I mean,
I don't want to hear it, bud.
you can't do that because I mean, people are shitting on Jalen Hurts right now for his performance, and what did Jalen do? He won a football game. So the same thing with Jordan Love. I feel like not enough people are talking about Jordan Love's awful performance. I mean, throwing 3 picks, looking absolutely lost at times. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. Everybody should know on Sam Darnold though. Everybody's like, hey, I don't know if Sam Darnold's the man now. I feel like Wyatt should come to the stand and defend Sam Darnold because he did say he was the best quarterback in the NFL. We didn't forget. So Wyatt, as leader of the Sam Darnold fan club, do you have anything to say to defend his honor?
You know, as the impromptu president of the Sam Darnold fan club, I'm just gonna say that morale took a little bit of a hit the last 2 weeks. Now, I think that you can't let 2 games speak for the past 13, 14, however many you want to call it. I think Sam Darnold has still proven that he is a very much capable franchise quarterback in this league. And if the Vikings don't get him, cut Derek Carr and
Oh God!
cut
Oh,
Mario
good
Davis
God,
and
dude.
cut Tyrann Mathieu and cut Ryan Ramczyk and cut Kamara and cut Olave, and you might just have enough cap room to sign him. And I'm okay with that. Otherwise,
Derek Carr and
the
Sam Darnold in the same offense. What's the difference?
I'm happier in one than the other. Honestly, I would just do everything I just said and not sign Sam Darnold and let the march for Arch Manning begin.
Oh, well, that's something. That's like a 2-year plan, 3-year plan now. But I mean,
Let's
he
not
did.
win a game between now and when he gets drafted.
That'd be miserable. That's a terrible thing to do. NFL wouldn't like that one.
I'd watch every game. I'd be more interested watching us going 0-17 than 8-9.
I don't believe that for 1 second. So let's just talk about the arc of Sam Darnold real quick, and then we'll move on as Wyatt catches up to real time. There are people saying, "Hey, you should trade JJ McCarthy and just sign Sam Darnold to a long-term deal." Those talks gone. I don't think anybody wants him. I don't think the Vikings want him anymore. Sure, he had a great 13, 14 game run, but the 2 biggest games of the year, he absolutely looked like the guy from the Jets seeing ghosts. So I don't think he helped himself when it comes to contract time and free agency. But some team out there is like they're licking their chops. They're like, man, we got Sam Darnold for a team friendly deal now because he absolutely left the season with a stench. And good for that team. It's not my team, so I don't care. Might be White's, might be Kendall's.
Pray to God it's not mine.
Yeah. Oh, well. Speaking of your team, I saw that Ben Johnson momentum to the Raiders. Hey, maybe. That'd be
Bring him
exciting.
aboard, bud. Bring him aboard. Get Ben Johnson, get some talent, and let's fucking do it.
Tom Brady's going to be there this weekend.
Tom Brady's going to be playing quarterback.
Okay. All right. I don't know if that could work, but I don't. It's funny though because I don't think he's going to be a commentator next year because of like conflict of interest. At least that's what I've heard. But he's going to be in Detroit calling the game. He might be like, "Hey Ben, meet me in the bathroom. Let's talk business. Meet me in the janitor closet. Let's talk about it." I wouldn't put it past him. He deflated balls. So deflate. Remember Deflategate? I do.
I do.
Yeah. So hey, we'll see. But any other news this past week before we move on to the divisional round? I know Mike McCarthy got fired or let go. We want to be politically correct. You got to let go. Nobody got hired yet, right?
Vrabel.
No.
Oh, Vrabel.
Oh yeah,
yes.
Vrabel did. Yeah.
Vrabel. Well, I mean, who would have thought, right? I mean, well, hey, Byron Leftwich, come here. Let's talk. Hey, man, I want an opportunity. That's cool. Get out. We did our thing. Sign the paper. Say that we interviewed you. Crazy. Just get Mike Vrabel. There's also been talks that they're going to try to get AJ Brown. Don't think that's going to happen. But
I did see that too.
I was like, man, you guys are crazy. But I get it. Mike Vrabel likes AJ. AJ likes Mike Vrabel. If that happens, I will cry. But it won't happen. But yeah, I think that's it for the news because not much really happens around this time besides coach hiring and a lot of good coaches are still coaching. So if I remember correctly, they can be talked to up until tomorrow, and then after that, they can't be talked to until after the Super Bowl. So I know Kellen Moore is going to the Jags, the Saints, and the Cowboys. Congrats, White, if you get Kellen Moore. Don't know how you feel about that one, but
Aaron Glenn.
all right, we'll see. We'll see what happens. Let's talk about division round. I do want to do this. I don't want to go in order of days. I want to talk about our least favorite game for this weekend. So we got the Texans Chiefs, Commanders Lions, Rams Eagles, Ravens Bills. Let's talk about our least favorite one, and then we'll work our way up to our favorite one. I'm going to go ahead and say Texans Chiefs probably going to be my least favorite one. The one I'll be least interested in. Anybody disagree?
Well,
I mean, you want to cheer for the Texans, so I
yeah, I may buy a CJ Stroud jersey, bud, for one game and then fucking return it.
Okay.
Fuck off.
All right. Well, let's talk
you.
about the Texans Chiefs. So right now, as it stands, Kansas City is an 8-point favorite. I feel like that's very generous, considering Kansas City's season they've had, where it feels like they haven't won a ton of games by a ton of points. I know I looked earlier. A lot of the money is going to the Texans, +8. Doesn't necessarily mean that the big bettors think the Texans are going to win. They think it's going to cover. But, I mean, if the Texans has Stephon Diggs and they had C.J. Stroud of last year, I'd feel comfortable picking the Texans. But I'm not there yet. I do think the Chiefs will win this game. I don't think it's going to be pretty. I think it's going to be really ugly. But I think it's going to be one of those frustrating games. If you are on hate watch like Kendall is, you're going to have your hopes high at halftime, and then right around that fourth quarter, they kind of pull away and it absolutely ruins your weekend. But Kendall, I'm curious, how do you view this matchup? Because I know you're going to pick the Texans here. What are the Texans? What's the reason why you think the Texans can win this game?
I think the Texans can win this game because just a few weeks ago, when Tank Dell absolutely shattered his leg, the Texans were in that game. They were hanging around. They were just missing a couple plays. They were just a couple plays here and there, like big plays away from having a chance to win that game. So I think as long as kind of the tides turn and those big plays go their way, I think they're going to be in this game, and it really comes down to their defense because their defense has been playing well down the stretch because, like you just touched on with CJ Stroud from last year, he hasn't lived up to the hopes this year. I think it's just a sophomore slump, but that could be a conversation for a different time. But the offense is struggling. They've had injuries. CJ's struggling. Defense has really been carrying this team at least the second half of the year. So with the Chiefs offense not being as explosive as we once knew, I think their defense can just kind of hang around, and I think it will come down to C.J. Stroud making just like two big plays, two big throws that can win this game.
Yeah, I think I think people are forgetting that C.J. Stroud is pretty streaky, and once he's hot, man, he's tough to stop. The only thing that concerns me though is the Texans are from Texas, as their name indicates. They play in a dome, which is nice. They got to go to Arrowhead, where it's supposed to be 25 degrees at kickoff. I believe that's at kickoff, based on what ESPN is telling me. It'll be a cold one. But the game they played was on Christmas. I can't remember, or was it? I can't remember if it was a Saturday or if it was
Saturday before Christmas. Yeah,
it was close. Absolute brutal injury, Tank Dell. But I think they have a shot. I don't think that the percentage is super high, but I do think that a few things go their way, they can definitely win. Now, Wyatt, you were clearly picking the Chiefs, as you indicated earlier. We were go Chiefs. So tell me why the Chiefs are going to win this game.
Are you asking me why I wanted the Chiefs to win? You kind of cut out
Yes.
for a second.
Yes, tell me why you think the Chiefs are going to win.
I think the Chiefs are going to win because Patrick Mahomes is fucking clutch. And I would love nothing more than Kendall to be upset about the Chiefs winning. I am personally rooting for a Chiefs Commanders Super Bowl. Anytime the Saints lose the last 2 years, I've essentially rooted on the Chiefs from that point forward. So I will continue to do so this year.
Okay, very, very key reasons why the Chiefs will win. Mahomes is clutch, and you just like cheering for him. Good content, tough watch, guys. If you made this far, we appreciate you. The technology behind this whole operation struggling today, mainly why it's internet, but hey, we're pushing through. All right, I'm gonna take the reins here and pick the next game. I'm definitely not picking the Rams Eagles as the third game. So we'll take the Commanders Lions here. I'm gonna say something kind of interesting. For my friend Wesley, I hope the Commanders win. I saw he was very happy last week. I'm cheering for the Commanders for two reasons. One, it would mean the Eagles, if they did win, would have another home playoff game. And then that game would be a wild, crazy game to watch. Eagles Commanders NFC Championship game. A team that was probably supposed to be there, a team that definitely wasn't supposed to be there at the beginning of the season. But I'm cheering for the Commanders. That's weird to say, but I'm cheering it for them because I want Wesley to be happy, man. Because I cannot imagine 20 years of not seeing your team win a playoff game. Kendall, I'm sorry that you're pretty much there, almost close to it, but I don't think they can win. Or I think that if they win, it's not going to be a shootout. Right now, the over/under for the game is 55.5, which is by far and away the most for this weekend. So they're predicting a shootout where the Lions score a lot of points. I think if you can slow the Lions offense down, and the Commanders offense can be explosive. If you can take away some explosiveness from the Lions, I think the Commanders can win this game. Really, the key is going to be just to basically slow the pace of the game down. I think they have a really good shot. So Wyatt, I'm passing it to you first, and we'll hear from you in about 20 seconds. Who are you picking, and why are you picking them?
That's like when you throw a lob in 2K and the icon doesn't even show up when you try to dunk it.
Yeah.
So, me personally, I want, like you said, I want the Commanders to win. I want them to move on. I love nothing more than that. But Monty's coming back this week. And if I'm a Commanders fan, I'm in the mindset of we have to score every time we touch the ball. 3 points, 7 points, something. We got to score every time we touch the ball. I think this will have the most fourth down attempts out of any playoff game this year, just because of how aggressive both coaches are. But I'm not going to lie. If I was a Commanders fan, the first time I saw my team punt, I would think that this game's over. So for that reason, I'm going to take the Lions in this game. But man, I hope I'm wrong.
Yeah, I wouldn't compare it to throwing a lob in 2K. I'd compare it to turning on your favorite, TV station on YouTube TV, and then all of a sudden you're watching it, and then you see the dial do this. It's buffering. That's basically what's happening every time I talk to you, but that's okay. You're picking the Lions. Kendall, who are you picking and why?
I picked the Lions very first show that we got the gang back together earlier this football season.
Congrats to us, by the way.
Yeah, congrats. We're still here, bud. We're still
Yeah.
here. I continue to stick with the Lions multiple times during our midseason predictions, playoff predictions.
Yeah.
But I think I finally found the time where I'm just going to fucking throw that out the window. And I have no reason other than the fact that I just want to see the Commanders beat the Lions because in my mind, that'd be a major upset. So I like rooting for underdogs. I just want to see it. So I'm just going to pick the Commanders. And the one thing I can say is the Lions are coming off of a bye. They may be rusty. So there is hope, especially with the Commanders because they heated back up recently. So you got a hot team versus a number 1 seed. Just came off a bye. I got to watch the Orioles do this exact same thing in the postseason last year. Get a bye and shit the bed. So I'm gonna take the Commanders.
Yeah, I think that sometimes the bye does hurt a little bit. A lot of times you see at least the first quarter, second quarter, maybe like the first half, the team that received the bye looks a little sloppy. And I think that plays to the advantage of the Commanders. If they can, like I said, if they can start hot, they have a chance. But like Wyatt said, if you punt the ball like once or twice, you have a feeling that it could go in not good.
Yeah.
I do think the 9.5 point spread is a little disrespectful. I think that the Commanders aren't as bad as Vegas is indicating. But I mean, I'm not that high on the Lions. I do think that there's a team in the NFC. I won't give it away. That I think matches up really well with them. And I think that the defense that the Lions have will eventually be the reason why they lose, and it could be this weekend. Because the Commanders are just explosive enough to beat this team. Now, if the Commanders had another wide receiver that was like a solidified wide receiver 2, this is a whole different game. But I'm picking the Lions for the pick 'em, but I am cheering on the Commanders. You can take my Eagles fan card away if you want. I don't care. But yeah, good luck, Wesley.
So basically, I'm going to combine our ideas here. Commander's recipe to win is to go first down, second down, third down, first down. First down, second down, third down, first down. If you play a team coming off a bye that may be rusty, and you combine that with if you're just methodically marching the ball down the field, keeping their offense off the field, they're going to stay rusty. They're not going to be able to get in a rhythm. So that is their recipe to win. Is you may be able to have your opportunity to take a shot at Terry a couple times, but other than that, try to just keep the chains moving, just slowly. That is their recipe to win.
Remember 2 years ago, whenever we played them on Monday Night Football, and we were undefeated at the time? The way they beat us was just controlling the clock, slowing the game down, and keeping the ball out of our hands. And I think that's the key. If you are an inferior opponent, I think that's always going to be the key to victory against better teams. But yeah, so are we all picking? So Kendall, you're picking the Commanders.
I picked the Commanders.
What are you picking the Commanders, or are you picking the Lions but rooting for the Commanders? Gotcha.
Yep.
Gotcha. All right. So I wouldn't be a NFL fan if I didn't put the Ravens Bills game as like the game of the week, which is crazy because I just said we weren't going to go in like the order of the games, and we did exactly just that.
Yep.
So next up, Eagles and Rams. So this one's tough. I feel like people online, a lot of people are picking the Rams. A lot of the money is going on the Rams. The line has started at like 5. It moved to 6.5. Supposed to be snowy conditions. Supposed to be cold in Philly around game time. I'm obviously going to pick the Eagles. The Rams, their defensive line is young, but the last time we played them, they got absolutely bullied by the Eagles' offensive line, as evident by the Saquon Barkley 255-yard game, just rushing yards. So he had 300 and I think 5 all-purpose yards. But I'm curious to see where you guys are at. So Kendall, I'll start with you. Who are you picking? Where's the advantage at? Maybe give us a key to victory if you do pick the Rams.
You're suggesting that I'm going to pick the Rams?
I mean, you did pick the Packers last week, so
I did pick the Packers, but that was because of Josh Jacobs. Just want to clarify that.
how'd that work out for you?
Anyway, Josh Jacobs is the best running back on that field. Anyway, the Rams.
The fuck he is.
The Rams. I just want to say this. The Rams are a scary matchup, no matter if this was the Eagles playing them, the Lions playing them, whoever. Any AFC team, they're a scary matchup for one big reason. Sean McVay, hell of a coach, hell of a play caller. He can manipulate and call a game to perfection and kind of control it and keep Saquon off the field. With that being said, like Chase pointed out, the Rams got bullied the last time these two teams stepped on the field, and there is going to be weather conditions. So, with that being said, I'm going to take the Eagles only because they're better up front in cold conditions. But I would not feel confident about this matchup because obviously we have seen Sean McVay and Matthew Stafford have the ability to win a Super Bowl. So I do think this is going to be a hell of a game.
One thing I will say to counter that is Sean McVay's weakness is a Vic Fangio style defense. And guess who our defensive coordinator is? The fucking man himself.
I have a counter to that. I could care less. I could care less about a weakness. I think Sean McVay is fuck it. I think he's the best play caller in the National Football League. I really do. That's how high I am on Sean McVay.
Dog shit. All right.
All right.
Can I go?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. I don't give a fuck if he's the best play caller in the league because he's not calling the fucking defense, and that defense is sorry as a motherfucker. That defensive line looked good against Minnesota, and that's great, well and good. But Lane Johnson and his fucking band of boys are gonna walk into that bitch and put them on their fucking ass for 4 straight quarters. Talk about keeping Saquon off the field. The Eagles will be able to completely keep Matthew Stafford off the field. And I ain't gonna lie, Cooper Kupp's washed. He gets locked in a fucking box. Ain't a problem. Puka will get you sometimes. Kyron will score. It's fucking death taxes and Kyron Williams scoring a touchdown. We all know this. All week long, it's been fuck Sam Darnold. Let's throw fucking Sean McVay's dick in our fucking throat and just talk about how great he is. He's going to come back to reality. This team is not the team that won the Super Bowl a couple years ago. They had fucking Jalen Ramsey and Aaron Donald and fucking offensive line and all these motherfuckers that they don't have now because they're still rebuilding. They're going to lose. It's not going to be close. And the Eagles will win.
So why is setting up the NFC East championship game, apparently. So
No, that was me. Wyatt picked the Lions.
Oh, he did?
Mm-hmm.
Yep, he's just rooting for the Commanders.
Oh, hey. Same boat. But Kendall, fuck you. You should really learn ball from Wyatt. I know me and Wyatt go through it weekly. The group chat.
I picked the Eagles.
Fuck you. He shows up when it counts. He's probably over there. Why it does? He fucking had my back. You were like fucking Sean McVay this, Sean McVay that. He might
All I
whoop our
wanted to
ass.
say was that it was a scary matchup. That is all I said. It didn't matter who they were playing. They were a scary matchup. I picked them as my dark horse to win it all before the season. I don't know if y'all remember that.
They are a dark horse. However, I'm not going to say what I was going to say. We'll talk about it after.
Anyway,
the game.
I want one counter to White.
All right.
4 out of the last 5 games the Rams have played, they've held the other team to single digits. That is
Okay.
all I'll say.
Hey, fun fact. Tell me how many points they scored.
In those games, they scored 12. They scored 19. They scored 13, 25, and 27.
Yeah. So even more fun fact. Last week's game, how many points they have in the first half? 24. I'll answer that for you. How many points they scored in the second half? 3. Okay. Hey.
It sounds like Sean McVay was just, hey, running the clock out, baby. Running the clock
Jared
out.
Verse on fucking Lane Johnson is fucking barbecue chicken all day long.
I'm not gonna argue that. I'm not gonna argue that. There's no point in me doing it.
I'm not trying to be a homer, but you lit a fire in my ass. I was ready to go to war with the boys.
Okay, fuck it. I'm taking the Rams. Fuck it. If that's how we're gonna act, I'm taking the Rams.
You know what? I have never wished bad things on the Raiders ever.
The hell you haven't.
Maybe.
I mean,
Maybe
he's out
right.
of the Jersey race anyway, so what does it matter?
Yeah.
I'll pick more playoff games right than you, Watt. That's all that matters.
All right. I don't need to get personal here. Fun fact: if you want to go to a playoff game, you can get in as low as $89 to the Texans and Chiefs game. Bring a coat. All right, let's talk about arguably the game of the week: the Ravens and Bills. Vegas sees this one as the closest game of the week, and I want to say the line opened up as something different than it is now. The line opened up Buffalo -1, and it has now changed to Baltimore -1. It's essentially a pick 'em. However, no matter how you look at it, the line was a Ravens line to begin with. I'm excited for this one. I'll be more excited for this one if the Eagles win, because I'm not going to lie to you, a playoff loss stinks, and it would make me not want to watch this game. I'd be sulking in my room, in my Eagles blanket, wearing my jersey, and just crying myself to sleep. But I'm not talking about that. It's not going to happen. Ravens Bills. What a matchup. Kendall, I'll start with you. Who do you have? Why do you have them? And why are you picking one of these teams to go to the Super Bowl?
You are correct. Whoever wins this game is going to the Super Bowl. Dating back to week 4 of this year, the Ravens absolutely stomped that ass by 25 points. The Bills have caught fire since then. They're a new team. And I'm going to take the Bills because this game is in Buffalo. And I think Josh Allen is just not saying Lamar's not, but I think Josh Allen's playing at a unreal kind of pace, and he's just carrying that team to glory and where they want to go. But yes, this is by far, in my opinion, the best game of this round. I think all eyes are going to be on this game. Everybody's just going to be waiting for it. But I'm taking the Bills because of Josh Allen.
I mean, what a tough draw, by the way, for the Bills to play the Ravens.
Yes.
A team that probably could have been the second seed. Why? Who do you have? Why do you have them winning? And why are you picking this team to win Super Bowl?
So I'm not picking either one of these teams on the Super Bowl
because the Chiefs will
three-peat.
Jesus fucking Christ.
But this game is really interesting because of the weather. It's supposed to be snowy all the fuck.
Cold as hell, dude.
Yeah. So you kind of look at the running styles of these two quarterbacks because this is going to be a run-centric game. You got Derrick Henry and James Cook, of course. Obviously, Derrick Henry wins that matchup. Lamar's more of a sideline-to-sideline runner, which in the snow isn't exactly ideal. Allen's more of a vertical north-south kind of runner, which honestly is going to be super beneficial in games like this because you're not having to worry about them slipping and falling and things like that. Both teams are hot. Both teams are good. I could flip 3 times between now and when this game actually is played. I'm gonna go with the Ravens right now. I think Derrick Henry could really take over this game. I don't think James Cook can, and I do think that if you're not able to throw the ball, you can really stop Josh Allen and contain him. Derrick Henry, you can stack 8 in the box and he can still break out. So I'm going to take the Ravens for now, but dude, I don't blame anybody for picking either way. Like, this would be the one game I would not bet on anything. Maybe quarterback rushing yards would be like the only thing I bet on. Other than that, I wouldn't bet on it.
What were you going to say before I asked why? Something was it important?
I lost it. Oh wait, I got it. I found it. Chiefs lucked their way into the 1 seed. Don't care what you say, they lucked into it, and I feel like this happens all the fucking time where you got these 2 heavyweights playing it out in the second round, and the Chiefs just get to play the scraps, play what's left. They don't ever like their road to the AFC Championship is always the easiest fucking thing in the world.
Maybe there is some truth to it. Maybe.
No one's yet to stop them.
So I want to talk about this real quick before
Tom
I
Brady
jump into my pick.
What's happened since then?
Joe Burrow did. Joe Burrow did. No. You can fuck off with your Chiefs fandom shit. The Saints are ass.
All right. Don't need to get personal. All right. So I will say that the 4 home teams have I would say, a significant home field advantage. Bills fans are crazy. The weather's cold. That's why they like it. Detroit, it's loud there. Fans are crazy. They haven't sniffed success. They're getting there, but haven't got the taste of it yet. Kansas City, it's the loudest stadium in the NFL, apparently. And, of course, Philadelphia, they're loud, too. And they're crazy. And personally, I think they're the best fans in the NFL. I don't care what you think. I know the thing is going on around the Packer fan. I don't know if you guys saw it. There's more to that story. That's getting interesting. But this game's also a tale of 2 quarterbacks who haven't had a ton of postseason success. However, one of them has to win this game. Has Lamar been to the championship game? I can't remember. I feel like he has.
Yep. Last year, of course, I think.
And then Josh Allen's been there the year before.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So typically in a year, it's Mahomes, Burrow, Allen, Jackson. Alan Jackson's a great country singer, by the way. Throwing that
Fantastic.
One. It's a freebie. Tough. It's tough. I do think the winner of this game will go on to play in the Super Bowl. I'm not picking that one yet because if my Eagles get there, I'm not going to pick against them. This is tough, man. If Zay Flowers plays, I think it boosts my confidence in picking the Ravens. I don't know if there's been any news on him as of late, but if he does play, good. I think I'm going to lean toward the Ravens. However, Bills at home is scary. Both teams are hot. The last 5 games, they won each of their games except for the Bills. They lost to the Patriots in that season finale. I don't think they were playing their starters. Were they?
No.
Yeah, I thought so. I'm going to take the Ravens. I think the Ravens. I think it's going to be the Ravens-Eagles in the Super Bowl, which I think would be a great matchup. I think America would, maybe not America. I would like that matchup. It also give us a much-needed break from Patrick Mahomes in that game. That's what I'm picking. Anything else about this weekend that we want to talk about before we wrap this bad boy up?
Putting my life savings on the Texans.
All right, you might be broke. So that'll do it for this episode of the Hydro and Co Show. I did my best hosting. Wyatt,
good job, Chase.
Well, thank you. We'll worry about your internet at some other point, but until then, maybe I'll take the reins from here on out. But we'll still call it the Hydro and Co Show. It'll still be your show, but I'll do this. Thank you guys for watching. I know a few of you that watch this each and every week. We love you. We thank you. Honestly, we do it for you. We do it for you. And we also do it just to talk ball. Thank you guys for watching. Please leave a like, leave a comment, subscribe to the show if you haven't already. Somehow, if you stumbled across this show, do all that stuff. Connect with us. You can follow the link lineup on Twitter. Get all the content from that network all in one. And we'll be back next week to preview the conference championships and to see who was right with their picks, because we had some different picks. And honest to God, the Eagles lose, I might not be here. It took everything in my power to come on here and look White in the eye to beat me in the fantasy championship. I'm man enough to admit it. I can't do an Eagles loss. However, I will say this: last time we did a full season of the Hydro Coach Show, Birds made the Super Bowl. They lost, but they made the Super Bowl. We'll see if the streak continues. Thank you guys for watching. And as always, go Birds.
Raider Nation.
Cheese!